You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Lohman versus Mitchell.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Good day. Ms. Lohman, you are in court today hoping and praying your fiancé, Mr. Mitchell, is the biological father of your daughter, London, and you and your mother are here to prove it. You say today's DNA results will determine the future of your family together. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Mitchell, you say nothing would make you happier than finding out you are London's biological father. But you are in court today believing there is no way you are. You say if the DNA results prove you are not the father, next month's wedding is off. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
These people are here today because there is a doubt about the paternity of the child. The woman is insisting that the father of the child is him. On the other hand, the guy is hoping and wishing the child is his, because a lot is going to be at stake. These people are planning to be married next month, but once this child proves negative, it obviously means that the wedding is not going to hold again according to the man, but the lady is still insisting that the child is his.
And our wedding is going to be off, and that's going to, it's really going to upset me.
All right, and how is it affecting your relationship now?
Me and Mr. Mitchell, we fight all the time about, me telling Mr. Mitchell that London is his, and he will tell me, no, I don't think she is.
But you've also told him that she's not, so...
No, I have never actually told Jonathan that he was not. I told him there was a possibility that he might not be, but I have never for sure told him he hasn't been.
So with this, it's obvious and clear to everybody that the lady was the one that made this guy started doubting the paternity of this child. On different occasions, according to her, she has said to the man that she's not actually sure if he is the father of the child.
A difficult, terrible background, and I wanted to help him and save him from that. So I went home and I spoke to my mother and my dad about it, and I was like, can we do something?
This all started long before now, when both of them were very good friends, and she could see that this guy was going through so many difficulties in life and had so much challenges. Even though she had a boyfriend, she still begged her family to let this guy in because he had several issues he was dealing with. And as for friendship's sake, she had to bring him in. That was how he came into the family, and then the guy had more feelings and things started changing, even though she still had a boyfriend. This guy made several kissing attempts on her. The first time, it was just him, and the second time, she accepted the kiss from him.
So tell me about what you came to love about Miss Lohman.
I loved how she did stuff. I liked how she cared for me whenever I didn't have anybody that cared for me.
And she said you had a very tough childhood. Is that true, honey?
Yes, ma'am. I was abused. I had to do everything for my family. I raised my 3 sisters and my brother basically by myself. It was hard.
I understand. So when you moved in with Miss Lohman, it was like finding a family, a real family.
Yes, Your Honor.
And they took you in and you finally felt at home somewhere.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So this relationship now turned to more than a friendship.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you're still in a relationship with this boyfriend at the time. Am I correct, Ms. Lohman?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what was that situation like?
He never found out, and to this day, he still doesn't know.
He does not know to this day that you were also sleeping with Mr. Mitchell.
Right, Your Honor.
Was this just a one-time thing when you all ended up having sex, or did it continue?
It continued.
Were you using protection?
No, Your Honor.
So you have an ex-boyfriend.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who believed that he was the father until they split and she got with Jonathan and disappeared.
So when you found out you were pregnant, your ex believed it was his.
Yes, Your Honor, because at the time I also thought it was his.
Why did you think it was his if you knew you were also having sex with Mr. Mitchell?
At the time I was with him, so I wanted to make myself believe that it was my ex's.
Oh, okay, so you admittedly just lied to yourself and blocked out the Mr. Mitchell possibility.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Mitchell, do you remember finding out Ms. Lohman was pregnant?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you found that out, what were you thinking?
I didn't know what to think. I didn't know if it was mine or his.
At that point, were you all dating now, you and Ms. Lohman?
Yes, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor. But we were not dating at the time I told him there was a possibility. I was still with my ex at the time. And then on my second doctor's appointment, I asked, do you have an estimate of when I conceived? Because I can't tell you the exact date. And she told me I conceived somewhere between October 12th and October 22nd. And I got to looking back at the dates, and I had sex with Mr. Mitchell more times than I had sex with my ex. I had sex with Mr. Mitchell about every day and only once or twice with my ex.
From her statement, it's obvious to say that she was having an affair with both of them. And now, the judge asked why she believed that it was no longer the other guy that was the dad, but this person in court with her. And she replied saying because she, on the window of conception, she remembered having more intercourse with this guy here, and the other guy was just once or twice that same period. The judge had to let her know that it's not about how many times, but it only takes one time to get pregnant.
It's like, there is a possibility that London could be yours, and because I looked at the dates, and then after she was born, I was like, Mr. Mitchell, she looks just like you. I was like, she has your eyes, the same exact eye color.
But just because she has blue eyes and blonde hair doesn't mean she's mine. You had
Yes,
to say-
but my ex had light blue eyes. Jonathan has dark blue eyes. London has dark blue eyes.
And so all through this pregnancy, who's helping you?
Mr. Mitchell is.
So you're with her through this pregnancy?
Yes.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you're there when the baby's born?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you sign the birth certificate?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor. At the time, I was confused as to who the father was, so I didn't want to put anybody on the birth certificate except myself.
Okay, well, that's responsible. So you don't put anyone on the birth certificate, but you're still there for the baby, Mr.
ma'am.
Mitchell. And the baby starts to develop, and you start comparing features.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so then that furthers your belief that Mr. Mitchell is the child's father?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, London is 10 months old, and Mr. Mitchell, you say you've bonded with this baby.
Yes, Your Honor.
How so? Explain to the court.
I love her to death. She's amazing.
She's amazing, you say.
Yes, Your Honor.
He has been there from day one.
This guy have been in this baby's life. He loves her. He has been there, supportive and all. And because of that, this lady really admires that and also is wishing that this guy is the father of the child.
Why do you believe he's being taken advantage of?
I believe that she knows that Jonathan is going to do what is right. He loves the baby and he is going to step up and be the father that she needs. And I feel like because she knows that is why we are in the situation we are in.
So you basically believe Ms. Lohman has chosen Mr. Mitchell
Yes.
as the best of the two options.
Right.
Well,
the
Your
ex
Honor,
is
that is not
no.
correct. No, Your Honor, that is not correct. I love Mr. Mitchell with everything I have. I have been his best friend since the day when I met him. I love him not because he will take care of London. I love him because he is my best friend.
She doesn't treat me like she does, though.
She certainly doesn't talk to him like she does.
You don't always treat her right either.
But I treat her better than she does me.
Not always.
The point is this. You say you love this man, and you say you truly believe he's London's biological father. My question is this. Is your belief that he's London's biological father rooted in the fact that you love him so much? Or, as she just said, you feel like he's going to do right by the baby. What I'm saying is both of those two arguments, you understand, have absolutely no bearing on the paternity question.
Yes, Your Honor.
If your belief is based on the conception dates, now that's something we can talk about. If it's just based on a want and a love, that's not how it works in this courtroom. Mr. Mitchell has testified that he has a beautiful, loving relationship with London. I have to ask, what is your ex doing?
Absolutely nothing with his life.
We have no idea where he's even at.
I have no contact with him. I even tried to speak to his father, and his father has no idea. He hasn't seen him in 6
Now I see why this lady really wants this guy as the dad of her child, because the other guy is far away, long gone, not supportive, and not showing up in any way.
He's blocked and deleted me on Facebook, the same as the rest of my family.
My goodness. So have you ever been able to tell him I'm pregnant and this might be yours?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
He did get that information.
Yes, because I was with him at the time I conceived Lyndon.
Right. So you were with him at that time. Then you moved on to Mr. Mitchell.
Yes, Your Honor.
So at what point do you two get engaged?
We were in Indiana with a family member of Mr. Mitchell's, and Mr. Mitchell took me on a walk, and we were under a beautiful bridge, and he proposed to me.
So he proposed to you, and you said yes.
Regardless of the situation on ground, this guy over here still decided to engage this lady because he really loved her and would not mind being married to her regardless if this child is his or not. But wait a minute, now I'm confused. If this guy engaged this lady knowing that she was pregnant and was not sure of the paternity, how come right now he is insisting that if this child is not his eventually, that the marriage plan is going to come to an end?
So Mr. Mitchell, how do you feel as you hold London to have so much love for this baby but have so many questions?
I've been there for her the whole time, just taking care of her, so I've grown attached, and I don't know if she's mine or not, though.
So as much as you are hoping she is, the truth is you really don't know.
I really don't know. Right. I want to know, though.
Well, I think I've heard all that I need to hear. Jerome, I'm ready for the results.
Already in your mind, do you think this guy is the father or not the father? Let me know your thoughts on the comment section before the judge calls the results out.
Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Lohman versus Mitchell, when it comes to 10-month-old London Leona Lohman, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Mitchell, you are not the father. Miss Lohman, I can Hell, that was not the news you were expecting to hear.
No, Your Honor.
Are we certain? Is your ex London's biological father, or is there
Yes, Your Honor.
another possibility that we just have not spoken about
No,
yet?
Your Honor, there is no other possibility.
Mr. Mitchell, I'm so sorry I couldn't give you the results you wanted. So now we have to figure out where we go from here. But we've got to now do the right thing. Mr. Mitchell, you have formed a beautiful bond with the baby. I know you said this relationship was on the line. Where do we go from here?
I'm keep going. And stay her dad.
You want to still stay in her life
Yes.
and be her dad.
Absolutely, this guy needs an award. This is the best father I've seen so far.
Let's figure out how we do that. Because it is easier said than done. Do you want to try to make it work with Miss Lohman?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Well, with that said, Miss Lohman, is there anything you'd like to say to Mr. Mitchell? He's been wonderful to your
I
baby.
want to tell you that I'm sorry and I love you.
Love you too.
So, now we figure out how to move forward. And I want you all to figure out how you put this family together, but also help London find her biological father